At the beginning of the 20th century, Assyrians lived in their ancestral lands across Hakkari and northwest Iran, especially around Urmia. They were an indigenous people on a fragile frontier where empires met, a borderland that would soon become a corridor of war. When World War I began, Assyrians were trapped between forces far greater than themselves. To the west stood the Ottoman Empire, whose wartime policies turned violently against Christian populations. To the north advanced the Russian Empire, pushing into the region against the Ottomans. In between lay Qajar Persia, officially neutral, weak, and unable to protect its minorities. Northwest Iran became an exposed battlefield, and Assyrians were caught in the middle. Russian influence preceded Russian troops. Through missionaries, schools, and clergy in Urmia and surrounding villages, Russia presented itself as the protector of Eastern Christians. As violence spread, some Assyrians aligned with Russia, including entering the Russian Orthodox Church, not as a rejection of identity or faith, but as a survival choice rooted in trust that power and protection were linked. This alignment, and Russia's claim as protector, became the justification for Russian military entry into northwest Iran. Then Russian troops arrived, villages remained inhabited, families delayed flight, local self-defense was set aside, protection no longer felt abstract, it stood armed and organized, trust became dependence. In 1917, the Russian Revolution shattered that certainty. Command collapsed, the army disintegrated, Russian forces withdrew suddenly and completely. There was no warning, no evacuation, no plan. What followed was catastrophe. Assyrian communities fled on foot through mountains and hostile roads. Women, children, and the elderly died from massacres, starvation, disease, and exhaustion. The withdrawal did not merely remove protection, it exposed an entire people to destruction. This was not a battlefield defeat. It was strategic abandonment. The record remains in military documents, missionary journals, and relief archives. History preserved what politics abandoned. For Assyrians, the lesson was enduring. Great powers act by interest, not obligation. Trust without guarantees becomes vulnerability. Protection tied to empire becomes betrayal. They were not destroyed because they trusted. They were destroyed because that trust was withdrawn.